What do you get when you combine Harry Potter and the Quest for Glory games? Hero U, Road to Redemption, released for computer back in 2018 and also just released this month for the Nintendo Switch. Stick around to the end for a chance to win a copy of Hero U for yourself. Anyway, a few weeks ago I took a look back at the first Quest for Glory game, which was released by Sierra Online in 1989. If you're not familiar with Quest for Glory, you may want to check out that episode, but the short version is they were a very popular series of role-playing adventure games. The series was different from the typical Sierra adventure gaming fare in that you could actually level up your character and increase their various skills by utilizing them throughout the game. So this is basically what an Elder Scrolls game would have looked like back in the 80s. Unfortunately, the Quest for Glory license is wrapped up somewhere in a vault. I believe it's owned by Activision now, so Hero U is not an official sequel to the series. However, you can think of it as a spiritual successor, so if you enjoy the Quest for Glory games, you're going to want to check this out. Hero U started off as a Kickstarter which was put on by Lori and Corey Cole, the same people that created the Quest for Glory series. Although it technically isn't a Quest for Glory game, it basically takes place in the same universe, if you want to call it that. You play as Sean O'Connor, a would-be thief who gets caught in the act of stealing and sent off to a school for heroes. The game takes place entirely at the school over the course of 50 in-game days, and the goal is to finish the semester and win the Rogue of the Year competition among your classmates. So they stick you in the class for rogues, which are kind of the outcasts of the school. That's one thing I wasn't excited about. Unlike the Quest for Glory games, you can't pick your character class at the beginning. You're put right into the rogue class, although there are electives you can pick up throughout the semester, such as magic or healing, so it is possible to expand your skills beyond that of just a basic rogue. Anyway, so a typical day within the game consists of getting up, going to class. You'll be in class until 2 p.m. and then you're free to roam around the castle for a while. You can hit the practice room and own up on your skills, chat with other classmates and get to know them better, or explore other parts of the castle. There's some backstory that begins to unfold with the character throughout the semester, such as what happened to his missing father and what's really going on beneath the castle. I was always a fan of isometric gameplay in games such as Diablo, and it works exceptionally well for this sort of adventure game. Curfew at the school is at 10 p.m., although it is possible to break curfew and keep exploring the area, but that comes with a penalty too. Your character does eventually need sleep or else he'll start falling asleep in class, or you'll get caught by the principal who's basically Mr. Strickland for Back to the Future. Slacker! As you're interacting with other characters and getting to know everyone, there are conversation choices you can make which do have an effect on the game moving forward. You can keep track of your relationships with everyone in the menus, and there's a dearth of other information, such as a journal for keeping track of quests, classes, or the general goings-on of the castle. Although this looks like Diablo with the isometric views, combat is turn-based and can even be avoided altogether if you want. That's one of the cool things about this game is that there are a number of different ways to play it. You can run headfirst into a fight, use stealth to completely avoid it, and there might be some other more creative ways to utilize items in your inventory. Don't be afraid to experiment. The game has a generous save feature just like other Sierra adventure games, so feel free to play around. I'll admit, this game took a while to get going, and for me at least, it felt like it started off really slow. A regular day consists of going to class, running around for a bit, getting to dinner on time, maybe washing dishes after dinner for some extra cash, exploring a bit more or studying, hunting some rats down to the basement for extra money, and then trying to get done before curfew. This daily routine could be a turnoff for some players. If I wanted to be hampered by a schedule and deadlines, I'd get a job. The first half of the game is mostly just going through this daily routine with not much else going on, but the second half of the game picks up considerably with scripted events and more quests opening up. Similar to Quest for Glory 2, there are certain scripted events that only happen on certain days or at certain times, and it is possible to miss things. But there are no dead ends, and instead this lends itself to multiple playthroughs. So while this game isn't officially a Quest for Glory game, fans of the series will enjoy plenty of callbacks to the original games. You'll find all sorts of little Easter eggs as you're exploring the castle. Also, this game has puns. Lots and lots of puns. To be fair, the original series and most of these Sierra adventure games were known for an offbeat sense of humor, but it might be a little over the top here. It doesn't detract from the gameplay at all, but it's definitely a more whimsical tone rather than a serious one. If I had to nitpick, I wasn't crazy about the artwork in these static cutscenes either. They especially get redundant every time you go up and down stairs or enter certain rooms, and when you're practicing to level up certain skills. It just kind of feels like they slow down the game a little. It's not a deal breaker, it's just kind of annoying. Those are minor complaints though. I feel like this game is absolutely worth a look if you enjoyed the Quest for Glory series. It captures the spirit of the original games, but with some updated and simplified gameplay mechanics to make it a bit more accessible, especially the combat, since it was pretty rough in some of those early Quest for Glory games, where you're just sitting there mashing the arrow keys in real time trying not to die. Definitely check it out if you're a fan of the series or a fan of adventure RPG games in general. Also, the developers are working on a spin-off sequel called Summer Days at Hero U that's going to be coming out later this year, so keep an eye out for that. So, admittedly, I usually don't look at modern games, and to be totally honest, I'm a little embarrassed, but I didn't even know this game existed. Turns out, someone from the developer's PR folks saw my Quest for Glory episode a few weeks back and reached out to see if I'd want to have a look at this. In the interests of full disclosure, I was given a copy to review, although I was not monetarily compensated for this video in any way, so the opinions are entirely my own. And the good news for you is, they gave me an extra eShop code for the Nintendo Switch, which I want to give away to you right now. For a chance to win, just send an email to fnacontest@gmail.com and write FNA Contest in the subject line. The deadline to enter is this coming Friday night at midnight Central Time, and then I'll randomly draw a winner and email you the code. The code is specific to the North American Nintendo Switch eShop, so unfortunately if you live outside of North America, this code wouldn't work for you. Anyway, good luck in the contest, and as always, thank you for watching. Please don't text and drive, and I'll see you next time on Friday Night Arcade.